Hello my lovelies, and welcome to Wednesday Wisdom Live with Dee. Today we're talking about spirit guides, and last week I did an attempt at this which was rather not me. I don't know where my brain was because I had COVID. So today we're doing spirit guides. I was going to do a guided meditation in this, but my voice is not right, so I will have to find one that I can actually post up later that you can actually go through and do yourself. So what are spirit guides? Spirit guides are with us from birth. Well, at least one. So we have a totem guide or a birth guide that comes with us, and we decide on this guide. We make these decisions before we incarnate. Reason being, because we know the lessons that we need to learn, and we know the things that we need to complete in this lifetime. So once we know what we want to do, what we're coming back to do, we choose a spirit guide. And we either have one chosen, we choose one, or one assigned to us. So the spirit guide is our protector and our guide for all of our life. He or she, I'm going to say he, because mine's a he, stays with us for the whole of our life. Comes with us at birth, protects us, makes sure that everything that we are guided towards, as far as they are concerned, what they give us is always positive. So they can appear in human form, or they can appear in animal form, animal or bird form, and some people see them just as pure energy. We also have guides who come throughout our life to be with us, to give us inspiration and guidance for certain things that we're doing in our life at that time. So, for instance, it may be that you're studying to become a doctor. You're studying to become a doctor, and you've struggled to get the right scores to get into med school, and you need some guidance. Nobody in your family is a doctor. You haven't had any relatives who are doctors, but you've decided this is what you want to do, and so you need guidance. So what you do is you will have a guide that will come to you, and they will give you guidance on medical stuff. And that guide will probably have been a shaman, or could have been a medical practitioner in a past life, way beyond where we've come from. So many civilizations ago. They may be well known for something. And always, the guide that comes for that specific task is always well known for whatever it is they're here for. So they don't come by accident to give you that information. They're actually qualified at that information. So if you're writing a book, you'll get someone who's very good at oration, communication, and very good at writing, getting across their word, getting across their message. So, how do you know that the guides are around? Well, we have synchronistic events. Okay, so some of the things that can happen is you will sense that someone's around you and there's nobody in the room. You feel a cold shiver down your back, or you feel like something's moved beside you, an energy's moved beside you, and yet there's nobody there. You may have flashes coming out the corners of your eyes, flashes of light. You may see them, it's not coming out the corner of your eyes, but you see them through the corner of your eye, coming past you in the room. Or you may see them in the room. You may see flashes of light in the room. You may see orbs, which is little balls of white light or coloured light in the room. You may see repeating numbers, and specifically 333 is very much a number that tells you your guide is around, for the simple reason it's the Trinity, mind, body, soul. And your guide is always there to help you with mind, body, soul. You may start even writing automatically. Sit down with a pad and just start writing. Not even know what you're writing about or why you're writing it, but you may write. It's called automatic writing. So your guide, hi Maria, your guide may take over your hand and the pen and start writing. And that will be writing something that they want to partake to you. They want to give you information. So it's not something that you know. It's not something that you could have possibly known or you could have possibly even thought about. You don't have that information. It's information that's been channeled, in other words. They like to show up in dreams. So if you're having recurring dreams, it means your spirit guide's trying to tell you something. They also like to come through in meditation, and they come through in your thoughts. Now, if your thoughts are random and they're not something you've been stressing over or worrying about, if you've been thinking about something all day and then suddenly an epiphany comes to you, that's your own mind coming in. If you haven't been worried about it, say, you know, when you lose something and you think, okay, I'll put it out of my mind and it will come to me. The more I keep trying to find it, the less I'm going to find it. Put it out of your mind. Don't even think about it. Forget about it completely. And then bingo, in your mind comes, look in the corner of whatever cupboard. That's your spirit guide. It's not your mind. You can get, as I said, they come to you in dreams. They love to come to you in dreams because you're actually aware that they're there and your mind is at rest, so it's not going to take over, and they're going to be able to give you information without you actually stopping and saying, oh no, that can't be right. So if you have recurring dreams, your spirit guide is wanting to talk to you and is giving you messages. You can get ringing in the ears when your spirit guide is around. You know that noise that's just there and you wish you could turn it off, but it doesn't always want to go off. That's either your spirit guide or up-leveling or spiritual awakening. You may hear them call your name and yet you know there's nobody in the room. When you hear music, there will be words. They love to give you messages in words from music. So you might not have heard a song for a very long time, and suddenly you're somewhere in the supermarket or a shopping centre and you hear that song and you know that there are words in there that catch your attention just like that. Your guide is trying to give you a message. So that can also happen with passed over loved ones. So there's a lot of things here that cross the border. So they cross over one another with passed over loved ones and with guides. But if you're looking to connect with your guide, then let's go with your guides right now. You may find that they are definitely very strongly around you and give you very strong signs when you're going through heavy periods of grief or sadness, or if you've just gone through a traumatic experience, which could be an operation or a loss of a job. Pardon me. That they also let you know they're around when there's loads of butterflies where you would never normally expect to see butterflies or dragonflies. So there's some of the ways you can tell how they're around. What do you call your spirit guide? How do you know what their name is? You can ask them for their name, and if they don't give it to you, give them a name. So when you first see your spirit guide, you may, as I said, see them in human form, or you may see them in animal or bird form, or you may just see them as a colour, as energy. Not everyone sees their face. Not everybody sees them in physical form. Yes, so Maria, that means that your spirit guide is trying to get in touch with you and give you a message, my love. And butterflies usually mean transformation. So things are going to change for you. That's what I'm taking from that. So what do you call them? You ask them for a name, or if they don't give it to you, you go with whatever you think, via the energy or what the image is that you see. And then you ask them to validate the name that you've given them. One of my spirit guides didn't give me his name for over 3 years. And it wasn't until I actually said, what has this white horse got to do with everything here? And he said, that's my name. So, because I kept seeing him in the form of a white horse. So ask them for validation. And I want to say that your guides will never yell at you, never scream at you, never berate you, never tell you off, ever. That's not their job. They are here to guide you, to help you, to encourage you. They're not here to do any of the other things. So, pardon me. In the scheme of things, in the spirit realm, in the spirit team, yeah, touching can be another one. That can also be a passed over loved one. But it's always a gentle touch when it's your spirit guide. So we have archangels, we have angels, then we have archangels, we have ascended masters, we have guardian angels and spirit guides. Spirit guides can also be spirit animals, right? So when we have spirit animals, we look to what that animal is known for, what their habitat is, how they live, how they communicate, and the things that they eat, so that we know how to communicate with the animal, but also we know that those things may be things within ourselves that we need to be looking at. For instance, a bear who hibernates, right? If you've got a bear that's around you as a spirit totem, spirit animal, the bear will have come to you because of hibernation. It's time for you to retreat. It's time for you to go within. And it's time for you to shut down from all the outside influences. So those are some of the signs that they're telling you. So that's what I'm saying. You look at things like that. It may be nurturing, because a bear nurtures its young. It may be protection. The bear protects its young. So you look at the things and say, what of those things do I need in my life right now? And your intuition will always knock on your inside door and say, that's about it, if you can't hear what your guide is saying. So shamans are also very powerful, and some are lucky to have a shaman as a guide. Shamans are also in our lives today as wise elders, and they share the energy of spirit guides with sacred wisdom that they have and the knowledge of the ancient civilizations. So shamans are a very special spirit guide, and not everybody has one of those. So how do you connect? Meditate. Create a sacred space that is just for you to connect with yourself, your inner self, to meditate and to call in your spirit guide. It doesn't mean that they're going to come straight away. It means that they will come when they believe you're ready and you're willing to listen and to be guided. So you need to have patience, and you need to keep a journal of the things that you've found happening. So for Maria, she would write in her journal that she'd seen loads of butterflies and that she's felt touching. She would write those in her journal on the day that she felt them. And then as she goes back over a month's time, she looks back over that month, that 30 days, to see, I've been touched on that day and that day. Now, what else was happening on those days? Why was I being touched? Why did I see butterflies so often? What was going on in my life at that time that I needed to get some guidance with? So create that sacred space, be patient and be persistent. Have an intention of sitting down and connecting with your guide on a daily basis. Make it like it's a ritual. Make it like it's something you look forward to. You're about to meet the most important person in your life. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to meditate and I'm going to be patient and I'm going to wait for a sign. And I'm going to ask my spirit guide to give me a sign. So you ask your spirit guide to give you a sign. If you get nothing that day, it may be that you just get a feeling within you. You may get a feeling of hot or cold. You may get energy. You may feel energy around you. You may feel the room temperature change. You may smell something. You may hear something. You may see something in your third eye. So be patient and keep persisting. So once I have found either found a meditation to meet your spirit guide that I can pop up here, or I have the ability to not cough and record one for you, I will do so, because I don't want to be coughing in the middle of meditation. So over the next couple of days, I will have a guided meditation to meet your spirit guide. And they're pretty special. They're pretty simple, but pretty special. So you can do that every day until you meet your spirit guide. Let me know how you go, because I'd love to know. Any questions, pop them down below and I'll come back and answer them later. Thank you for watching. You've been watching Wednesday Wisdom with Dee, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.